Coral Beef Newsroom. Tonight on our weekly update, we will be covering overfishing in the Atlantic. We have a few experts joining us to discuss specific fish species that have been affected. Overfishing reached its peak in 1989, and fish stocks have been declining ever since. Through the practices of overfishing, the populations of fish have been depleting, and there are large-scale ramifications of this, such as biodiversity loss, extinction, and food web effects. Through a closer look into the species of Atlantic cod, salmon, and tuna, we will be able to track not only large-scale effects, but also very population-specific effects on fish. Mechanisms in place to aid in stopping the negative effects are catching limits, stock assessments, and bans on which species can be fished. Now over to Ryan on tuna.
The bluefin tuna is a major fish species in the Atlantic Ocean that is being threatened by overfishing due to high demand. Tuna was not a popular part of people's diets until recently. People love tuna in sushi rolls, sandwiches, salads, and much more. In 2013, canned tuna was the third highest consumed seafood product in the United States. The high demand threatening bluefin tuna is so bad that the Food and Agriculture Organization estimates that 30% of tuna stocks are overexploited or depleted, and 53% are fully exploited. Bluefin tuna are currently threatened due to poor fishery management, tuna ranches, and pirate fishing. It is imperative that we use the precautionary principle to protect the Atlantic bluefin tuna. ICAT, the International Commission for the Conservation of Atlantic Tuna, was created in 1966 to protect tuna stocks. This commission focused on ensuring maximum sustainable yield for Atlantic tunas. While it is great that this agreement is in place, it must be reevaluated to address modern-day overfishing problems. Countries must establish mechanisms to work together to solve this tragedy of the commons issue. We must think about and reevaluate ideas like trade, incentives, property rights to maximize efficiency. Atlantic fish like the bluefin tuna are suffering because the world cannot work together to manage Earth's resources.
Now over to David on cod.
From the early 1950s up until the 1990s, the Atlantic cod population was absolutely decimated by unregulated fishing practices. While many believed the decline was due in part to Long John Silver's 2 cod for 99 cents deal, scientists soon began to realize the rapid decline took place because of both overfishing and climate change. According to the Canadian Journal of Fisheries and Aquatic Sciences, scientists believe the downfall of the Atlantic cod population actually began in 1800 and went through 1850 in the time known as the Little Ice Age. During this period, the Earth saw decreases in solar radiation along with changes in ocean circulation, which led to lower productivity among marine life. As cod population sizes became more scarce, scientists began to develop different aquaculture techniques to ensure the cod industry remained stable and profitable. However, aquaculture has not come without its fair share of challenges. Issues such as sexual maturation, disease, and juvenile quality of cod are all major biological bottlenecks that scientists still face to this day.
Now over to Melody on salmon.
100 years ago, the major threat to the salmon population was commercial fishing. Salmon is one of our nation's most popular food sources, well known as a healthy alternative food. As demand for this fish increases, the higher the risk of its overfishing increases. As of right now, there is a lack of enforcement of regulations regarding the salmon population. One of the populations that have been impacted, the Chinook salmon, common along the Washington coast and along the Pacific Northwest, are among the most popularly caught. While the Chinook fishery was worth more than $70 million in 2014, poorly managed fisheries have contributed to the population's decline. However, hope remains for certain salmon types. In the Alaskan fishery, which manages 90% of the salmon now available in North America, has been maintaining sustainable practices that have earned them the MSC certification since 2000. Now, while many mass catch fishing methods have been outlawed over time, the issue of overfishing is still one of the many issues contributing to the decrease of this population. So how can you help the salmon? First, try stopping by your local supermarket and asking for a sustainably sourced fish. You can also check the MSC ratings of the fish you purchase.
The more educated we are on this issue, the easier it will be to recognize harmful practices and detrimental environmental effects of overfishing and day-to-day practices that contribute to overfishing. Taking a look at these specific species of fish, the practices and effects of overfishing, it is clear that this is harmful to our oceans. This is an issue that should be paid attention to and considered when buying fish at the grocery store or at a restaurant. If everyone commits to being more sustainable in fish buying practices, we can combat some of the effects of overfishing. And that's our beef with overfishing. See you guys next week when we discuss oil spills.